So, happy 10-year anniversary to Trinity. Some of y'all we haven't seen in a while. Not like where you've been, but like you moved away. And so we see some folks that have moved away. David and Robin are there. You go. We see some folks that have moved away just by happenstance here. And so, guys, man, we're glad to have you guys. After the service, we're going to have a potluck fellowship. So you guys, y'all go grab a potluck fellowship. And Hillary did all the decorations in there. She did those. So I just want to say, Hillary, thank you. It's really good. And she wanted me to tell you guys, and before I forget, I want to share with you. If you see a picture in there you like, go ahead and grab it. Go ahead and grab it and take it with you. Because she does not want y'all's ugly mugs back at her house. So take your own picture. Take your own picture home. Hey, we are going to, we're going to kind of take a little pause, a little break from the Sermon on the Mount. And we're just going to kind of talk about vision for the next 10 years. Okay, vision for the next 10 years. Let me start by reading Ephesians chapter 4. This is what the Apostle Paul tells us in Ephesians chapter 4 to the church in Ephesus. Always be humble and gentle. Be patient with each other, making allowance for each other's faults because of your love. Make every effort to keep yourselves united in the Spirit, building up yourselves together with peace. Now, we're 10 years. We're talking about vision for 10 years. And you guys know the questions, the who, what, when, where, why questions. And as I was thinking this week about those who, what, when, where, why questions, today I want us to kind of think about the who. I want us to think about who we're going to be in the next 10 years. You know, the where, that's going to change. In the next 10 years, we're probably not going to be in this facility. We're probably going to be a little bigger. We're probably going to be down the road or up the road, or who knows where we're going to be in 10 years. You know, 10 years feels like an eternity within our culture. So who knows where we're going to be. And we can't control a lot of it. We can't. We have a 3-year lease with this facility. But at any given time, they could tell us, or we could tell them, hey, 30-day notice, we're out of here, right? There's so much we can't control. What we can control is who we are. We can control who we are. And so that's what we're going to be looking at today is the next 10 years, who are we as Trinity? And so I have 2 words for you. Deep theological words, right? Like you've probably never heard of these deep theological words. So if you have your message insert, pull them out. The first word is with. First word is with. You know, when I think about the word with, here's what it communicates. With, it denotes commitment. It denotes commitment. When I talk about, hey man, I'm with you, good or bad, right or wrong, I'm with you. With kind of communicates that us mentality. And it's not about me, it's about us. And the reason why I wanted to pull out with today is because the next 10 years, I want us to think about Trinity not as a place we go to, but a people we're a part of. I'm with you, and you're with me. Good or bad, right or wrong, whether or not you make me mad or I make you mad, I'm with you. And so I want you guys to be using language like, hey, where do you go to church? Well, it's not so much that I go to church somewhere, it's who I'm with at church. I want Trinity to be a people you're with, not just a place you go to. I want Trinity to be a people that it's an oasis for you in your week of chaos. We are with one another in this. We're with one another in the good and the bad. We're with one another in the job promotion or the job loss. We're with one another at the wedding. We're with one another course. We're with one another. With says that there's just community. And I can speak truth, and I may not agree with you, and you may not agree with me, but I can speak truth to you, and you know that I'm not coming at you in judgment. I'm just coming at you because we're walking together in our journey towards Jesus. And we do this in ways, right? Right? We do this in ways for better or worse, in sickness or in health. What we're saying is we're looking at our spouse and we're saying, I'm with you. For better or worse, in sickness or in health, I'm with you. Now the New Testament, it uses this phrase, one another. And you can do a quick Google search of one another verses in the New Testament. And this is what you're going to find. I found 7 like one another's. And this is what it says. Be kind to one another. Number 2, be compassionate to one another. Bear with each other. Forgive one another. Love one another. Be devoted to one another. Outdo one another in showing honor. Encourage one another. With. Who are we going to be in the next 10 years? We're going to be a church that's with. We're going to be a church that's with. The second word I want you guys to write down and make sure you pay attention to the spelling of this. It took me a while to figure this out. My. Y'all got that? Y'all got mine? Yeah. I used to get so mad at my daughter Emma. So we made a mistake as parents. And the mistake was whenever our firstborn Emma was going through kindergarten and had to do sight words, I thought that I would be the one to teach her the sight words. And she, for half the year, she couldn't figure it out. I'm like, it's if. It's 2 letters. I-F. It's if. What's the problem here? It's if. I'm terrible. I know. I'm terrible. And you want me to coach your son in football. Levi, catch the ball, man. No. It's just, so. Mine. 2 words, or 2 letters. Mine. Two letters. Mine. Man, these 2 letters, this one word packs such a huge punch. Because when we start talking about my, man, it denotes ownership. This is my house. How many of you guys, you ever rented a place? Man, my college apartment, oh gosh. How many of you guys ever rented a place and something go wrong and you're just like, it ain't mine? My cousin in his college apartment, he had a dartboard. It was 2 cousins living together actually. They had a dartboard. And whenever it came time for them to move out of their apartment, their dartboard, they took the dartboard down. And my aunt went in his apartment to kind of do like last little cleaning up to try to get the deposit back. And all on the wall were holes where the dartboard was. They didn't care. It ain't mine. I don't own it. Man, when it's your house, when you can say it's my house, the moment the roof starts to leak, I'm calling somebody. If I'm just renting a place, I'm moving out in 3 weeks, who cares? My denotes a sense of responsibility. If it's my dog and my dog bites you, I've got a problem, right? Yes. It denotes responsibility. That was my dog. That was my youngest. She's still learning the word yes. What I want us as Trinity, what I want us to think about in my is my community. The next 10 years, who are we going to be in the next 10 years? We're going to be a people that look at this community and say, this is my community. And we're going to look at it in terms of my community is ownership. My community is responsibility. We're going to go before the Lord and we're going to say, God, I have a responsibility because this is my place. This is my house. This is my neighborhood. This is my community. And the interesting thing about that word my, yeah, it denotes responsibility. Responsibility denotes accountability. And so what we're saying to the Lord is we're coming before the Lord and we're saying, God, this is my community. This is Trinity's community. Hold me accountable for how we have a gospel influence here. Hold me accountable for my neighbors. Now, you may say, God can't hold me accountable for someone else's actions. I can't control whether my neighbors respond to the gospel. I can't control whether my neighbors love Jesus or hate Jesus. Whether they follow Jesus or whether they're atheists. How are you saying that God needs to hold us accountable? How are you saying we want to be responsible for that? Let's look at Ezekiel. Ezekiel 22. Ezekiel 22, 25. Well, here's what I want you guys to see in this passage that we read. I want you to see the corruption. I want you to see the corruption from the political leaders. I want you to see the corruption from the spiritual leaders. I want you to see the corruption from the common man. And then I want you to see God's response. This is what we see starting in verse 25. Your princes, your mayors, your councilmen, your senators, your congressmen, your princes plot conspiracies just as lions stalk their prey. They devour innocent people, seizing treasures and extorting wealth. They make many widows in the land. Verse 26. Your priests have violated my instructions and defiled my holy things. They make no distinction between what is holy and what is not. They do not teach my people the difference between what is ceremonially clean and ceremonially unclean. They disregard my Sabbath days so that I am dishonored among them. They throw away my scriptures. Verse 27. Your leaders are like wolves who tear apart their victims. They actually destroy people's lives for money. And your prophets cover up for them by announcing false visions and making lying predictions. They say, my message is from the sovereign Lord, when the Lord hasn't spoken a single word to them. You're not innocent either. Here we go, verse 29. Even common people oppress the poor, rob the needy, and deprive foreigners of justice. What's God's response to this? Verse 30. I looked for someone who might rebuild the wall of righteousness that guards the land. I searched for someone to stand in the gap in the wall so that I wouldn't have to destroy the land, but I found no one. Okay, I found this on the web. Here we go. When I talk about what we're saying to the Lord is, we are going to stand in the gap. We are going to stand in the gap. Despite what our princes do, despite what the priests do, despite what the common man does, Trinity will stand in the gap. Because this is my community. These are my neighbors. This is my place. This is my time. And so we're going to stick our flag in the ground. We're going to stick our flag in the ground right here and right now. And we're going to tell the Lord, hold us responsible. Hold us responsible for whether or not our community has a gospel influence or not. Hold us responsible. It's ours. We take ownership of this community. This is mine. This is my place, my time. God, when you look and you see what our mayor is doing and what our councilmen are doing, what our senators are doing, what our representatives are doing, when you see what our pastors are doing, when you see what the common man is doing, God, you're going to look for someone to stand in the gap, and you're going to see us for the next 10 years. That's who we are going to be. Let's pray. God, we come before you. And Lord, we make the commitment today, right now, we will stand in the gap. We will build a wall. We will have a gospel influence. God, I pray that we will join you where you are working. That we can be a people who glorify you, a people who enjoy you, a people who are with one another, and a people who stick our flag in the ground and say, this is my community. I take responsibility. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. I want to invite you to stand and sing with us these next few songs. Stand and sing together. Stand and sing with one another. Carry me.